It'll be 1 to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy, coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, 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 take, go, 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 go.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
All right. Good morning. We're joined in the interview room by driver the number 6 AAA Insurance Ford, David Ragan. David is currently 13th in points and 12 points from Clint Boyer, who's in 12th place. David, your thoughts on this weekend's race here at the Auto Club Speedway?
Well, 2 more races to go, and we've always seemed to run pretty well here at the Auto Club Speedway. Track similar to Michigan, we run well here in the spring, so this is a track that we kind of look forward to coming to. I feel like that we just go out and not make many mistakes, kind of like our whole year. If we don't hurt ourselves, I think we'll be fine when they drop the checkered flag on Sunday.
We'll open up to questions from media. Again, please state your name and affiliation. Questions for David? Start with Dustin. I think we have a microphone here somewhere. Just give it coming to you. Thanks, Julie.
Apparently you can't hear me. No,
well,
we got to be official.
We have media in the other room.
I'll repeat the question.
Dustin Long, Landmark Newspapers. David, when you came into the sport, you were 18 when you made your truck debut, 20 when you made your cup debut. You've certainly seen more 18, 19, 20-year-old guys coming into the sport. What were the challenges that you faced even when you made that truck debut at 18 and the cup debut at 20? The challenges you faced on and off the track with moving up to this type of level at that age?
Certainly, on the track, difficulties was probably my confidence overshadowed my experience. I felt like I could go out and be Superman and qualify on the pole and lead every lap and win the race, and I hit reality pretty quick, and these guys are all pretty good racers, and you can go out and practice and test and be as fast as you want, but when you put yourself on the racetrack with 42 other drivers, that's what makes it a little tougher than what it seems to be. So just learning like that and learning the importance of having, quality experienced people in the pit box, making calls, good guys working in the race shops. That goes a long way, and I think that the major part of our success this year has been because of the experience of Jimmy Finning and Jack Roush putting key people in the right places to help me. Certainly, I'm not experienced enough to make all the calls on a given race weekend, and those guys really help out a lot. So just probably coming into the sport and being accustomed to winning a lot and being fast wherever we go, and then showing up to a few tracks and really struggling, really had to stay motivated and keep a good work ethic to try to continue to get better and learn. So just have the never give up attitude, and the off track stuff, dealing with a couple of different sponsors and staying on the road, wasn't the hard part. I seemed to be able to communicate with people and work with the fans and the sponsors pretty well, and seemed to have a good time doing it. And it was just the transition between the 3 different series and working with our crew chiefs and engineers and trying to get the most out of the car on a given weekend.
David, Tim Kalashaw, ESPN. A couple weeks ago, you started in the back in Watkins Glen. I think you finished 30th. What did you think coming out of that race that your chase chances were, and what did you feel like you had to do to get into the position you are now?
After Watkins Glen, I knew it would be a tougher road ahead of us. Obviously, if we could have had a top 15 finish at Watkins Glen, things would, we'd be sitting in 12th right now. But, I knew that the guys we were racing weren't great road course racers with Boyer and Kane and some of those guys that were right around us in the mix. So, basically you just had to get out of Watkins Glen without losing a ton of points, and I think we did that. I think we were still within 100 after Watkins Glen, and then basically we knew that top 5s and top 10s were what was going to get us in the chase, and DNFs and 25th and 30th place finishes are what's going to keep us out of it. So simple as that. Just try to be the best we can every weekend, and the points are going to take care of themselves. The guys like Boyer and certainly Kane and Denny Hamlin and those guys, they're going to be fast, and it's going to be the same thing for them. They can't have many mistakes, and I think the the car in the next 2 weeks that clicks off 2 top 5 finishes or 2 top 10 finishes are going to be in the chase, and someone's going to have that bad race or a tough luck deal, getting caught in the pits on a green flag stop or something kind of freakish like that, and find themselves 25th looking on the outside.
Go to Pat. Oh, sorry, Kenny. I didn't see you there. Kenny, Pat, Reed.
David, Kenny Bruce, NASCAR scene. You mentioned 2 races to go. You can't afford to make any mistakes. How much more difficult does that make your job? I mean, because you're out there obviously trying to get the best finish possible. At the same time, you realize you can't get caught up in anything. You can't have a problem on pit road, anything like that.
Well, I think it makes it a little bit more difficult, but I try to have that mindset every single race of the year, and certainly if you put a lot more focus and effort and try to really think about this race too much, you'll probably go out and make a mistake if you're driving on pins and needles the whole 500 laps and 500 miles. So I think the biggest thing is just to go out and do what you've been doing, and certainly maybe be a little extra cautious passing a lap car on a restart or something like that. But for the most part, you just have to race, and everything's going to happen for a reason. If we don't make the chase, it's not going to be because these last 2 races. I can pick out 5 races from Daytona to this point now that we didn't do some things right, and so these last 2 races aren't going to be the 100% reason if we're in or if we're out. It's going to be a combination of a lot of things since Daytona in February. So you just have to go and do what you've been doing, and if you drive yourself crazy trying not to make that mistake, you're probably going to slip up and make that mistake.
David, Pat Patterson, PRN Sirius. We keep looking for common denominators with guys that seem to get the car of tomorrow. And I look around and I see the Logano's and you are all guys that drove a lot of legend cars and Bandoleros and stuff that I consider to be really kind of edgy sort of race cars. Can you talk a little bit about how much that may have benefited you in figuring out what you want out of this car, if it has benefited you?
Yeah, I think so, and I think certainly myself and Logano and Reed and both the Busch brothers. There's been a lot of drivers come through the Legends car ranks, and I think you'll continue to see that in the next 5-10 years to come. And I think Humpy Wheeler was the #1 reason that that's the case. He put a car together that was going to make it tough on the driver. The things aren't going to drive good. They have more horsepower than what the tire wants to hook up. The tires are hard. They're built to go straight, kind of like our COT car. It's built to go straight, not turn left. So you just have to drive the best you can. It's never going to be perfect, and I think that's the situation we have now. The guy who wins this race on Sunday, their car's not going to be perfect. There's going to be some problems with it, but he just has a never give up attitude, and he's able to hang on the longest and try not to make that mistake.
We got one more with Reed.
Reed Spencer with Sporting News. David, after Sunday's race here, you're pretty much going to know what you need to do at Richmond. I know the conventional wisdom is to finish as high as you can and let the points take care of themselves. But once you get to Richmond, knowing what you have to do, at that point, do you start paying more attention to what the other closest competitors to you are doing on the track and maybe make some pit calls or judgment calls during the race based on that?
Yeah, I don't think I'll be making those decisions. I think Jimmy Finning will be making them on top of the pit box or Jack Roush. After we leave here, and if we, if we're in 12th or 13th or whatever the case may be, we'll know what kind of spots we have to be ahead of a certain guy, and maybe talk to some of the guys that have been in this situation before. I know our teammate McMurray a few years ago was kind of in this situation, or talk to Mark, and I'm sure Jimmy and Jack and our engineer will be able to have all kinds of equations and stuff figured out for us to be in front of this guy or be behind this guy, what we have to do. And the bottom line is everybody's going to be driving as hard as they can to try to win the race, to try to get a good finish. And you might have a little pit strategy or something that you can do, but it's going to be exciting, and hopefully we can come out of this race weekend where all we have to do is get a nice, comfortable top 10 or top 5, and we'll see what happens.
David, thank you, and good luck this weekend.
Thanks.